I've had a lot of consoles over the years. I had Neo Geo, I've had Neo Geo Pocket, and then I had the Neo Geo Pocket Color. I never had this one. This is the Neo Geo CD. And one of the reasons I never had this one is because at the time, Neo Geo consoles were expensive. For example, one of the releases was $650 USD, which as of last year's money is about $1,600 USD equivalent. You imagine that on a video game console. It was one of the most expensive releases of any console ever. And the guys that make King of Fighters and all those SNK games, of course, SNK being the people that make it, made Neo Geo, and this is the Neo Geo CD. Never even opened it. Let's open it together. SNK, you know, King of Fighters and the arcade machines with the sticks. This is the Neo Geo CD. I have never, ever held this software in my life. Now, as I say in a lot of my videos, first thing you want to check before you buy is the art. Is there any water damage? Do the perforations, are they ripped? Are there any weird wavy folding mold or anything on the side? And why you need to be concerned about the art and the manual is that's all you need. Because you can buy official compact disc replacement trays, exact same as compact disc that were used on the Panasonic 3DO, the Sega Saturn, the PlayStation, etc. You can use those trays to swap them out. It is incredibly easy. You just pop them out like that, they come out. You put the art in, you have a brand new non-fake, true authentic compact disc level of reproduction / restoration without breaking any rules. Because they do genuinely use the CD trays, and they've been the same tray for 30 years. There are some outliers. There's some thicker cases from PlayStation, some very slightly thicker cases from Dreamcast. That's a completely different thing. But it is my understanding that Neo Geo uses compact disc. I've never opened this in my life. There it is. Right there. Now, you might be wondering there's no disc. You're right. These games are incredibly expensive. Neo Geo CD games, you will not find $1 in the junk bin. We're looking at the game cases today, not the actual games. We'll get into the games in the future. You will not find these in the junk bin, ever. These, much like the Panasonic 3DO, the HU card system, NEC, you will never find in the junk bin. These are not going to be $1 or $2 or $3. These are going to be much more money for these games. And as you can see, they do use compact disc. This is the spine card. And you'll notice that this came with something else when you bought it, because look at the perforation layout here. You actually couldn't put this around the side of the game because the bind, the spine, is actually double the width. There was something else in this collection, maybe a book, maybe a manual, maybe a photo album, something, because this will not sufficiently wrap around the actual game case. And that's fine, because this is all just for exhibitionary purposes. This was made in 1998. They did have some earlier games. 1998 CDs was not amazing or groundbreaking by any means. Panasonic 3DO releasing CD games in 1994 when NES was still making games. Yes, that's amazing. This is a little bit late to the party, so to speak. And as we said at the top of the hour, Neo Geo consoles and games and software and controllers and gamepads and arcade sticks, ridiculously expensive. Next level expensive. You have to have a ton of money, thousands of dollars for a full kind of set for back in the day. It was no joke. And this is no exception. These games haven't lost value all that much. So we're going to be, oh, look, bonus. We have a complete card here. I love these. These are the mail cards that have the prepaid post, and these are, this one's not prepaid. It says you have to put a 50 yen stamp on there. Oh, that sucks. Wait a minute. PlayStation's free. What the heck? I guess it depends on the game. So collection and completionists like these. So why I got this is because it had a spine, it had the manual, it had the art at the back, CD trays of no consequence because you can just buy another one. I didn't know it had this. That's great. So that's a pleasant bonus. I can find a loose disc somewhere on Yahoo Auctions in the future and get it complete. Look at that. The manual's black and white. I can't speak for all Neo Geo CD games, but it's black and white. I don't know if that's a stylistic choice or out of pure necessity. That's very interesting because the outside and the inside of the outside, the jacket, so to speak, it's not really, but that looks like it is color, but they didn't really take advantage of that to any degree. So that's very, not concerning, but very interesting because as you've seen any of my videos at this point, I care quite a bit about packaging because I believe there is a great deal that goes into the packaging. I think it's very interesting. I think that manufacturers far and wide all put their own spin on things, and this is obviously no exception. Now, the game cases, again, use standard CD, standard thickness, so you don't have to worry about the actual game jewel. A lot of the time, these will be discounted because you'll see a crack in the jewel. That works to your advantage because you can buy a stack of official CD jewels, a pack of 20 for like $9. So you never have to worry about that. You need to worry about your art. You need to worry about the sun fading on the manual. Make sure there's no moisture or anything like that. And you can find loose discs on Yahoo Auction, Mercari, eBay, or anywhere else later on. But you got to get that art. Don't worry about the jewel case. And if you do go to a store and they do allow you to open it, some places won't because of the price point. A lot of junk titles like PlayStation, they'll allow you to open it. But if you do find Neo Geo where you can open it, crack it open and at least have a quick peek. Because this is a piece of history, honestly. A lot of people might say, oh, no one cares about Neo Geo. Well, you're right, and that's because the price, the MSRP at time of launch was such a deterrent that passively, no one could care about it. No one could even buy it. So that's kind of what happened with SNK and why they had some follow-ups like the Neo Geo Pocket Color that had Metal Slug and stuff like that, and it just didn't really have a whole lot going on because of just the pure absurdity of the price points. Good game though. I played this.